Who here wants to fail in life? Who willingly wants to not achieve any of their goals? Raise your hand. Oh, thank you. Anyways. Okay. Who here is happy, or at least wants to be happy? Who's studying to get those grades and get into that university they want? Or going hard at the gym because they want that summer body? Who here is working towards their goals, or at least just has a vision and wants whatever it is that's going to make you feel happy and successful? Raise your hand. Okay. So, it's pretty clear that one of the biggest things that connects us all is that craving for happiness and growth. Whether we do this consciously or unconsciously, our bodies are constantly trying to make us make decisions that are going to make us happy in the end. That's why coping mechanisms exist. That's why bad habits exist. Our mind constantly just wants to grasp for any glimpse of happiness it can get. So, if we all want this happiness and growth so much, why do some people feel like they don't feel happier, or they're not getting closer to their goals? What is stopping us? Two things: emotional health, but most importantly, the miseducation of how to deal and take care of our emotional health. A lot of people are hesitant about getting help because it makes them feel weak, like they can't do it themselves. But I'll tell you right off the bat that the whole process of feeling better is all done yourself. Nothing that a therapist, a friend, or even me giving this talk is going to be useful to you unless you choose to listen to it, internalize it, and give it a shot. But what if they tell you you have to take antidepressants? That doesn't seem like much self-help, does it? Here's a big misconception about antidepressants, in my opinion. I like to think of them as a band-aid. When you have a wound, logically, you put a band-aid over it, but that's not what heals it. It's you disinfecting it once in a while and checking up on it until the day that you don't need that band-aid anymore. And I'm not here to tell you that you should or shouldn't take antidepressants. I'm just suggesting that you look at it as a band-aid and all your issues as the wound. Now, I've said this, but then how do I take care of my wounds? I've been to the therapist and I don't feel any better, so what else is there to do? This was about my mindset before I made one of the greatest discoveries of my life. And this is why I'm here today, to share it with you. I had been to therapy a few years before we moved here to Germany, and quite frankly, I didn't really see any improvement, so I thought, what's the point in even continuing my treatment here in this new country if I know it's not going to make any difference? But just one last time, I said, let me reach out, because I so desperately wanted to prove myself wrong. And that's when I met my now therapist, Barbara. As I would talk to her and tell her my issues, she would ask me, do you know about tapping or family constellation, and just weird names that I can't even remember now. And all of these methods are forms of alternative therapy. And to be honest, I thought that these were a little bit too mystical and unrealistic to actually work, but I decided to give family constellation a shot. Now, from my understanding, from my research and what she's told me, family constellation is a method created by German psychotherapist Bert Hellinger, through which you create a stronger connection and solve issues with your family, your significant other, and most importantly yourself, through healing issues with your family, the unresolved family issues with your previous generation. But let me explain. If you look back at your family and your great-grandma and your great-grandpa, you're going to notice that you guys have the similar nose or face structure or hair or do that certain thing. The same way that these characteristics get passed on is the same way that traumas and unresolved family issues get passed on through your DNA. And after that first session of family constellation with Barbara, I felt as if I had this huge weight lifted off my back that I didn't even realize was there my entire life. And if I didn't realize this weight, then what else do I have deep inside my mind that I'm not aware about? And this is exactly what alternative therapy does. It goes deep inside your unconscious mind. It sees the issues that you have that you might not know about, and it heals them so that you can become happier and happier and heal more as you go. Barbara showed me this quote by Albert Einstein that says, "We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them." Think about this for a bit. If I can't find a solution, it's not because there isn't one. It's because I don't have the right mindset or the right knowledge or the right attitude or anything to solve it. This quote inspired me to keep learning about alternative therapy and anything else that I'm learning about. And now I know for a fact that you've heard much more extraordinary stories than mine, but that's exactly why I like mine. I want to show you that the most smallest, most normal seeming day-to-day change can have such huge impact on you. All I did was realize that I was not the problem and I was not stuck feeling sad forever. I just did not have enough knowledge about what to do. And I know I'm no spiritual healer. I don't have a PhD yet. Man, I'm graduating high school in a month. But I know for a fact that I'm tired of seeing people, my friends, going to whatever form of therapy they're going to and not seeing any results, so giving up. I'm tired of seeing people feeling like they're slaves to some medication because their therapist told them to. I have a friend that went to a psychiatrist and she prescribed her antidepressants. She told her that she didn't really feel comfortable taking them, and she simply replied by saying that if you don't want to be helped, well, you shouldn't even be here in the first place. When people go seek help, they're in a vulnerable state. It's because they don't know what to do and they need some uplifting. And if you realize, not just therapists, if you have a friend, if you are that person, and you have some knowledge of how to help out, educate your neighbor, educate them, help out, try to seek and find solutions. You are not a lost case. And you are definitely not a slave to some pills or whatever coping mechanism you're doing right now. Because I believe every single person has the potential to be the happiest person in the world. And all you need to do is educate yourself. And I know I'm talking a lot about self-help, but I think that we all know that we all want to be happy. So help others and help yourself. Thank you.